Hey everyone, time for the year in review, and yes, I'm going to be doing my locking knives as well. As you can see, this beginning segment is not going to be UK legal, so don't carry any of these unless you have a good reason. At least in the UK anyway. Feel free to 2x this, for the love of God. I don't know how long this is going to take. I'll try and be super quick and won't waffle too much, but you know, just you can 2x speed this. It'll make it probably a lot better off for you. Okay, so let's start off with this one. This is an M. Custa Suchi. This is one I got like well before I was properly into folding knives. I bought this just because I wanted to see what this Damascus stuff was all about. This is actually laminated Damascus, which as you can see, the blade spine there, that bit in the middle, the darker bit, that's VG10, and the outside is the Damascus layer, or Damasteel, or folded, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, this thing's quite nice. Takes a really nice edge very easily. Apart from that, it's too pretty to abuse too much, so there you go, that's that. I guess I'll leave it here. What do I want next? This one, boom. This was just bought for size comparisons really. I did use it to fit a carpet, sort of like Paddy with his Medford, except this didn't last anywhere near as well as that. The belly of the blade here really got blunt a couple of times, so but you know, it was comfortable enough. Still a good knife, that one, I think. I got this Cold Steel Pro Light in a sale, just FRN and German 4116, whatever that is. Not familiar with that steel at all. What I can tell you about that steel is that it takes an edge as easily as it loses it, which is very easily. So you can get this super razor sharp, but it ain't gonna last 5 minutes. But you know, it's absolutely good enough. It was only £16 or something. These two I bought when Blades and Bows closed down because of that law change about delivery of knives, and they got scared, so they shut their shop. That's a Zambi. Heine is still open, of course, so I don't know what happened with that. This is okay, but it sort of does that occasionally. It's got a bit of a stiff action. Never really use this. It's all right though. This one gets used a lot more. This is the Caligine. Blade Bank has actually done a video on his current collection in 2019, or his purchase in 2019, and he's got the silver version of this with a intelligent blade shape, not like this one. But this one's very nice and drop shutty, and it's the only one I've got that's at all drop shutty. I've got the ZT, Zero Tolerance, ZT, whatever you want to call it, 0460. This one's lovely, but the steel does blunt a lot quicker than anything else with S35 VN I found anyway. Really cool to have a little flipper though. I very much like this one. Very comfortable as well, and quite a unique blade shape. Then I bought one of these because you know, everyone on our knife club says this is the best knife in the world, so I bought it. Not sure if I agree with that, but you know, it's good enough. It's a lovely action, nice and smooth and all, so what's not to love, I guess. Great for use as a size comparison on the channel as well. I got this in a trade with Paddy, which is also a good size comparison on the channel. This is great. I traded this for my 14 Sandbar Stag GC, and I much prefer this. The GC was a little bit small for me, and this, even though this is just a small lock knife, is actually proved to be really useful as a size comparator, because of course all the other ones are about the same size. This was actually probably the first knife I got of last year, really. This was I saw this on Knife Club, and someone was saying how it's not very impressive visually, but I mean, it leaves an impression. But you know, it's you know, like a bank vault really. This thing really solid, locks up great, and yeah, really fits super snug in the hand as well. Do really like this blade. But about the closest you can get to a fixed blade with a folding knife. Very childish, but I do really like it. And then there's this one. This is the last locking knife I've bought this year. Been looking for one of these for ages. Well, looking for the excuse to buy one for ages, but it's hard to justify when I can't really review it on my channel. But of course, this is my other size comparison knife because, excuse me, most people that can carry locking knives have at some point experienced paramilitary too. Cool, I'm going to jump cut. There'll be some more knives on the table. Okay, so these are just like odd little knives. So this was on my keychain forever. This is, I think, a Spyderco Honeybee. This is a 8CR13. Used this for forever. This little tiny thing. Yeah, it's alright. Not terrible. I have, however, retired this because I felt the need for tweezers and stuff a couple of times when I was like, these are nothing. So I've recently, very recently, just purchased these two. I'm not going to review them because, you know, go and check out Tobias's knife channel if you want to see like decent reviews of SDs. But I bought this one as the size comparison, and because I knew I couldn't be bothered to keep taking it on and off my keychain. This is my keychain one, so you got your tweezers, toothpick, blade, screwdriver file, and of course your scissors. But this just seems a lot more handy than the Honeybee there. This true utility thing, I've had this forever. It's destroyed. Look at it, it's absolutely beaten. It's dented in the side there, or used it as a hammer. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I just throw this in my bike bag, and if anything goes wrong, I can just hope that this has some kind of tool on it that will help. It has before, so there's that. Bean, you know, review just about to drop on this as well. So yeah, lovely little, very friendly UK EDC. The Liongma number 5, that's the same knife, of course, in a different colour. Got that one as a gift. So this is a great starter, but you know, there's much better out there. But for the price, it's really not bad. For 25, this was. So yeah, not a bad knife, to be honest. But once you're happy to pay more, then I definitely move on. Obviously a Victorinox Pioneer, Victorinox Tourist, a Wenger football thing or other with a cleat remover that I never used. The Mercury 8 use, which is my desk knife. Review of this coming soon. It's just a handy little thing. And my Leatherman rebar that's had the knives removed off of that side. And I've still got a saw blade though, because that's super handy. But what I've done is I've dremeled off the back bit there, so it's supposed to have like a little gap like that in it, so it can clip into this, but it doesn't. So when it locks in, you can just pull it out like that, and obviously it's still completely usable because you can just then go to town on it. But yeah, this is always getting carried, this thing. Obviously I've screwed with it a little bit. There we go. Yeah, another bunch of knives on the table in a second. Okay, so we've got the Spyderco UK PK here. This is great. I occasionally just launch this in my pocket. This is a great no-brainer. Just pick up and it goes. Just you know, really don't have to worry about this one too much. Good steel, nice G10. Yeah, liking that one. The Beztech Junzi. I have had to refinish that blade, which I'm not too annoyed about. I think that's an okay finish. It's just let me just clean that up. It's a bit of a fingerprint magnet, but there you go. It's not too bad. It's just a fairly mid-grit finish. It's nothing fantastic, and I've of course had to get rid of the little Bestech logo there because I've sanded it, but this is still a wonderful little knife, very elegant. This does get a pocket time occasionally. Like I have had to fix a blade wrap issue that I've had, and like one other person I think had. So it's not a super common issue, but it did sort of annoy me a little bit, sort of ruined the knife experience for me with this one. But you know, don't let that put you off. They will probably warrant it. Heine Haynes at least will take it back and send you a new one, so just do that. This one's a bit of a meme. The Quartermaster Barney McGrew. This is a limited run, but I think they still haven't sold them because it's a weird knife. Look at it, you know, patriotism and all that lot. You got the Union Jack on there. It's really not that bad, you know. Like it's not as bad as it looks. That's a really odd but comfortable shape. It doesn't do much for stopping the blade closing though. You'd be much better off if your thumb was there because you get more leverage on that back bit. But you know, I think they'd have done better just to have the tang stick straight out, you know, like that, and then you could still put your thumb over. But whatever, what do I know? Yeah, it works quite well. It's just, I don't know, a bit weird, really, that one. This one, the Bokka Wasabi, Bokka Plus Wasabi. Lovely little knife, but not sure on the legality of this one anymore, so doesn't really get any pocket time because of that anymore, so there you go. Tucson TS164, great little knife, if a bit ugly, but really can put some work in this thing. I wish it was one hand opening though. I wish there was like a spidey hole here or something, or you know, I mean you can pinch it there and then just finish off with your thumb, but at that point, if you're taking that long, you might as well just open it with two hands, don't you? Traded a UK PK S110V for this. This is one of Paddy's old knives. This is lovely, this thing. Do like it. Do have to strop the edge quite often, but you know, that is what it is. Still beautiful though. A gift from Paddy, this one. This is the, I'm not even going to try. This is a Japanese knife. Really like this one. Was going to get this anyway, but then Paddy graciously let me keep this one. Thank you very much, man. Really appreciate this. Review midway on that as well, and then both of these Manly Wasps. These are absolutely fantastic, these things. But for about £50, I don't think you can do better. I really don't think you can do better. The action on these shouldn't be as smooth as they are. It's usually like a 1-stop, 2-stop, 3-stop open affair, and it's really difficult to open, but that's by design. It's basically to make it as close to a fixed blade as or a locking folding knife as possible in the UK, but I'd much rather just be able to smash it out like that. So I ground down my tang. There you go. Okay, we got 3 Hinder XM Slippies. We got the sheep's foot, which I've had to refinish the blade on because I've abused it so much and probably scratched it sharpening. We have the slicer, which is basically pristine because I've barely used this thing. Oh, also I was experimenting with anodizing on these. This is, I think this is electro ano, and that's flame ano. And then we've got the Spanto, which you can sort of see I've got a couple of little scratches on from the sharpener there, but again, I really like to use my Hinderers, so you know, love these things. We've got a Kaiser zip slip. Not a Kaiser zip slip, that's a lie. This is the Michael Vagnino zip slip. The Kaiser one has actually been sold to Eric, who is still waiting for it. I'm sorry, man. Yeah, with that half stop that I really like. You've got the EOS Prawn. Review incoming of this one. Absolutely love this thing. Really nice, quiet little small carry. Great thing. And on the other end of the scale from EOS, you have this very loud, in your face, dropped on the desk urchin. But yeah, it's a very unique design. I really do like this, and you know, this one has a little bit of a story for me as well. So Just a quid pro quo, EOS has some incredible customer service, by the way. They're completely, feel happy purchasing their products. They'll sort you out if anything goes wrong. Spyderco Pie in the Sky, or Pits. This is a Mike Reed design. His are much nicer than the Spyderco one, but the Spyderco one's still alright. That is not the original Anno job, that is me, because if you hadn't noticed, the Anno job, even though I only did this like a month ago, is already battered and I've only carried it once. So, be prepared to enjoy Annoing. And a modified TRM Visor. This is one that I haven't carried anywhere near as much as I should have. But I've completely ground down the tang on this, much like the Manly Wasps, so you can happily open it with one hand, because god damn it, I hated that thing. And it's still a fairly strong enough spring for me anyway. Like I say, I'm only doing office tasks, I really don't need anything crazy. But yeah, no, that's absolutely fantastic, that one. This is basically all of my traditionals, including this this livery. I've sold the Libar, but I didn't really see much point in keeping both, and I very slightly prefer this one. But yeah, great little knife by Fox, very good stuff. We've got the Wee Knives Scamp, which I'm, an absolute fan of. Really do like Wee Knives. Wish they did more UK legal stuff, but this is about all we get. I've got the little case Blue Jigbone Spearpoint Barlow, as well as their Corncob Barlow with the clip point and the little pen blade. These are absolutely lovely. These are really good examples of case, like what case can do at their best. We've got a GUC number 44. Love that thing. Absolutely in love with this. Let me just clean that blade. That's the 27 Stockyard Whittler. We've got a Stockman here, the Rough Rider. What is it? RR 1573. Turquoise something or other, Turquoise Peak I think it's called. The Michael May Barlow that arrived a bit ropey but is now absolutely fine, and I really like this, like legitimately, despite the initial flaws. If I could guarantee I could get another one in this condition, like or better, I'd be happy to buy one, but I don't think I'll be buying any more just because of that experience. But it ended up quite nice. Happy with that one. This was an absolutely lovely gift from Paddy yet again. He's a really generous, lovely man. The Tomahawk Lamfoot. This is like a sway back design. I'm very happy with this one. This shows you what people can really get out of using good materials, but not overcharging or anything. On the opposite end of that scale is the J he made. Still love this thing. This is a beauty. We've got the Heine Haynes Slipstream, which I think you can buy this exact knife off of AliExpress. I might buy it and do a comparison, but we'll see. But yeah, no, this is a great knife. And there is, of course, the Benchmade Proper with Paddy's trademark forward finger choil that I've added, and yeah, I really do like that. I don't know if you've noticed on my knives, but I do quite like a forward finger choil. Yeah, more so on British knives really, but British, UK legal carry to stop them closing on you, but there you go. Of course, I've still got the Real Steel Luna. This only missed like my top 5 of the year by like such a small percentage, but it got another award. So, but yeah, I really like this. This was such a wonderful little surprise. I'm so glad I picked this up. The Fox Saru, which also narrowly avoided in my top 5. I'd say I probably prefer this very slightly, but the materials on this are lovely. Like, really do still, like, this gets so much pocket time still now, and that's rare for like older knives. Like, but yeah, I do really like this. I do think the design of the Isonzo though is slightly better. The blade shape on that is more useful to me than the blade shape on the Saru. If I could have a Saru with this cleaver style blade shape, that would be, I'd buy it in a heartbeat. Absolutely would buy it in a heartbeat. But yeah, very much liking the Isonzo so far. This is a bit of a surprise. It's got stupid glow in the dark carbon fibre on it that doesn't make any sense for a pocket knife, but and it's got some fit and finish issues that are utterly despicable. But do you know what? As a knife, it's actually alright. It really isn't bad. I'd suggest just buying one of the ones that isn't carbon fibre, and you probably won't have those finish issues that I had. The Lion Steel Thrill, lovely thing with the cool crazy one-piece body aluminium and the pocket clip button like the Lion Steel Rock. This, the Smedley Raven friction folder, absolutely a lovely thing. This feels like no other knife I've got. I mean, it really does feel like a fixed blade in the hand like that. That's such a nice handle. Very much like using this, but might think about Rit dyeing the G10 handles there, just because it's so big and it's orange. It's quite stand out at work. So yeah, I might dye that black or something. Let me know what you think. Do, don't, definitely keep it orange, definitely dye it. Of course, the Longmire Traveller, one of my favourite knives, like, ever. Really like this. This is, like, I'd say this and the Hinder are probably easily my top 2. The MKM Selena. Actually, you know, this had an initial thing, and yes, I did ruin the aluminium by sharpening it, but actually this is really impressing me now. This fits great in the hand, feels very nice. The jimping's right where your thumb falls. Gotta say, this is winning me over completely. Wasn't that impressed at first, but I'm completely going the other direction now. And what's this, the 0230? Yeah, I like that you can check that on Zero Tolerances. The 0230, haven't completely made my mind up on this yet. I want to see how often I have to resharpen this steel, because my 0460 definitely has soft seal. If this steel's fine, if I don't have to sharpen this every 5 seconds, I'll be, you know, absolutely happy with this. But it is, was it 20 CV? Yeah. But otherwise, I really do like the design. The carbon fiber's nice. I do like this little blue backspacer with the lanyard clip. Yeah, this is just a lovely, and that you could open it one-handed if you really want. You do very much like the Traveller. But yeah, that's a real winner. Right, I hope that wasn't too boring for you, but it's just a sort of like an archive of what I had at the end of this year. Probably be doing this every year, and we'll see how this differs from next year. Thank you very much. Have a happy new year, guys. Best of 2020 to you. Cheers.